Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something that can quietly wreck your athletic performance no matter how hard you train, and that is dehydration. So let's just jump right in with a number that should make any athlete, well, sit up and listen. Minus 30%. What's that? That's how much your work capacity can plummet from losing just 5% of your body weight in fluid. Now, to put that into perspective, for a 180-pound athlete, we're talking about a 9-pound sweat loss. That's enough to completely derail what could have been a great training day. And look, that huge drop in performance, it's not just about feeling a little thirsty. This is a direct, full-on assault on your body's ability to perform. The science is crystal clear. Dehydration is an absolute performance killer. And what's crazy is how little fluid you have to lose before you start seeing a major hit to what your body can actually do.
I mean, just look at this. The drop-off is so steep, it's almost scary. Lose just 2% of your body weight, that's only 3 pounds for a 150-pound person, and boom, your muscle strength can dip by over 5%. But check out what happens with high-intensity work. At just a 2.5% dehydration level, your ability to go all out can crater by an unbelievable 45%. 45%! It just falls off a cliff.
So why? What's actually happening inside your body to cause this collapse? Well, it's basically a physiological domino effect. When you get dehydrated, your blood volume drops. That makes your blood thicker, kind of like sludge, and way harder for your heart to pump. Because of that, your body reduces blood flow to your skin, which means you sweat less. So now your body's own air conditioning system is failing. Your core temperature starts to climb, and, as if that wasn't bad enough, your body starts to panic and burns through its precious muscle fuel, glycogen, way faster.
This brings us to probably one of the biggest and most critical mistakes athletes make. They wait until they feel thirsty to drink. And as dietitian Raven Nairn says so perfectly, by the time you actually feel thirsty, it's too late. Thirst is a lagging indicator. It's not a warning sign, it's a notification that your performance is probably already on the decline.
Okay, so if you can't trust thirst, what's the play? Just chug water constantly? Well, not so fast. Because proper hydration is this really delicate balancing act. It's not just about drinking more, it's about drinking the right stuff at the right time. And believe it or not, there are dangers on both sides of this equation.
On one side of the road, you've got hypohydration. That's the fluid deficit we've been talking about, the one that leads from performance decline all the way to heat stroke. But on the other side, you've got hyperhydration. And yes, you can drink too much. Guzzling tons of plain water especially can dilute your body's sodium levels and lead to a super dangerous condition called hyponatremia. You might know it as water intoxication. It can be fatal.
So how do you walk that tightrope? How do you avoid both extremes? Well, the key, the absolute non-negotiable key, is electrolytes. These are the minerals like sodium, potassium, calcium that you sweat out. They're essential for everything from making your muscles contract to letting your nerves fire. They're basically what allows your body to absorb and actually use the fluid you're drinking, keeping your whole system in balance.
So now that we get it, we need both fluid and electrolytes. We can finally get to the real heart of the matter. How in the world do you know if you're actually hydrated? It's time to ditch the myths and start using some real science. We've already heard the expert take, right? Thirst is not a great guide. But what do athletes themselves actually believe? And this right here is where things get a little worrying. A study on collegiate athletes found that over half of them, 50.5%, still think thirst is the best way to know when to drink. That means, even at an elite level, it's basically a coin flip whether an athlete is using a strategy that we know is flawed. That is a massive gamble to take with your performance.
And let's just be blunt about it. The science is settled. They're wrong. Relying only on thirst, especially when you're working hard, almost guarantees that you're going to fall behind and not replace what you're losing.
So if thirst is out, what's in? Instead of just going by a feeling, here's a much better, super simple system you can use every single morning. It's the WUT method. W is for weight. Check it first thing, it should be pretty stable day to day. U is for urine. Check the color of your first morning pee. You're aiming for a pale straw-like yellow. And T is for thirst. Are you waking up thirsty? If 2 or more of these flags are up, you're probably starting your day already behind the 8 ball.
Now, if you want to get really personalized and dial this in, you've got to calculate your own sweat rate. It's pretty straightforward. You weigh yourself before a workout, track what you drink, and then weigh yourself again right after. A little bit of simple math, and bam, you know exactly how much fluid you lose per hour. This is how you move from guessing to knowing what your body needs.
Okay, so once you know how much fluid you need to replace, the next big question is, what exactly should you be putting in your bottle? Because again, not all drinks are built the same. It's about choosing the right tool for the job. You can basically break sports drinks down into 3 types. Hypotonic drinks are low in carbs, and they're designed for super fast rehydration after you're done.
Isotonic drinks have a similar concentration to your own blood, and they're kind of the go-to standard for hydrating during most activities. And then you have hypertonic drinks. These are heavy on the carbs, and they're really more about refueling your energy stores during those long, intense endurance events. Okay, let's put it all together. We've got all the pieces of the puzzle. We know about sweat rates, we know about electrolytes, we know about different types of drinks. So now we can build a simple, actionable game plan that you can actually use for your training and competitions.
First up, a huge decision. During your actual workout, do you drink to thirst or do you drink on a schedule? Well, drinking to thirst can work, but only if you are an experienced, well-hydrated, heat-acclimated athlete who really knows their body. For pretty much everyone else, we're talking junior athletes, people who aren't used to the heat, or anyone who's had heat illness before, drinking on a set schedule based on your sweat rate is just the smarter, safer, and way more effective strategy.
So here's a dead simple framework. Before you start, about 2 hours out, top off the tank. Drink about 24 ounces of a fluid that has electrolytes in it. During your activity, as long as it's over 45 to 60 minutes, use a sports drink, not just plain water, and stick to your plan so you don't lose more than 2% of your body weight. And then afterward, the goal is simple. Put back everything that you lost.
And to be really precise about that after part, here's the number to remember. For every single kilogram, that's about 2.2 pounds, of weight you lost during your workout, you need to drink 1.5 liters of fluid. Now you might be thinking, wait, why more than I lost? Well, that extra bit is to make up for the fluid you're going to keep losing as your body works to get back into balance.
So if there's one single thing to take away from all this, it's this. There is no magic one-size-fits-all answer. The best, most effective hydration strategy is the one you build for yourself based on your body. You now have the tools, you have the science. You can stop guessing and start knowing exactly what your body needs. So the only question left is, what's your plan going to be?